Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Azren, the language nerd here. I'm the owner of the Calgary Language Nerds, and welcome to this video here. Let me get my screen share going. So the focus of today's video, and this is part one, as you can see up top, the focus of the video is to create a 30-second self-introduction in Mandarin. It's presented by me, Azren, the language nerd. I run a business called the Calgary Language Nerds. If you want to learn more about me and about the business I run, please visit azrenthelanguagenerd.com, and you can read all about myself, my backstory, the business I run, etc. Now, this video here is part one of a mini series that will last about three lessons. Okay. By the time you're done, this is the cool part. This is how I'm structuring my videos and my lessons nowadays. By the time you're done, if you follow along all the videos, you do all the homework, you take it seriously, you will be able to introduce yourself fluently and confidently in Mandarin. You may not have mastered the topic, but boy, you'll be pretty darn good. So here's what you'll be able to do. You'll be able to share your name, your nationality, how long you've been learning Mandarin, why you're learning Mandarin, any hobbies you have, your job. We're going to do some conversation practice, and then we're also going to have a live lesson. The live lesson will be over Zoom. Okay, so let's get started. Oh, by the way, there is a 30-day PDF activity with accompanying MP3 audios to help you memorize the 30 most common job titles in Mandarin. This is a program that's going to accompany this video series here. The reason I made the Profession Pro, this program, is because I remember for me, I used to get really frustrated because when I was learning Mandarin as a beginner and intermediate learner, I would meet native Mandarin speakers, and I'd ask them, 你做什么工作? Which means, what do you do for work? I would ask them that, and they would always answer, and I would inevitably never understand, because all of the job titles that I would learn through my classes and textbooks and self-study resources, all the job titles I learned were very general, and most people don't have very general job titles. For instance, I would learn the word for manager, 经理. Well, the thing is, most people don't just say, I'm a manager. That's not how they reply when you ask them, hey, what do you do for work? They give a much more detailed reply. I'm a product manager. I am this kind of manager. Oh, I work at this company and I manage the sales team. They give different types of replies that I don't often see in textbooks and learning resources. So I thought this would be a really great program to accompany the series. I'll give you a little sample here. So the left-hand page will have some common job titles, some common industries. There will be some accompanying audios as well. And then the second page is actually more than just one of these pages. It goes all the way up to day 30. It's a 30-day memory lock exercise. So it's an exercise that will guide you through being able to lock at least a good percentage of these professions over here on the left-hand side into your brain. There will be two versions. There's going to be a simplified character version as well as a traditional. So if you do pick this up, you'll get both versions in case, so you can use whichever version of characters you prefer. Okay, so without further ado, let's dive in. Let's go through some basic phrases today. So the most basic phrase is to say, hi, my name is. So we say, 你好, 我叫, and then your name. So in my case, I would say, 你好, 我叫阿斯人. I'll say it again. 你好, 我叫阿斯人. This might be something basic you already know. To say I am from, you say 我来自加拿大. So 加拿大 is Canada. 我来自, this part here means I am from. Now, a lot of Mandarin beginner textbooks will teach a different phrase, which is 我是加拿大人. Or if you're American, 我是美国人. 我是 country, 人. That's often what a lot of resources will teach. There's nothing wrong with that. That is 100% correct. It's very natural. It just is a slightly different translation. What that means is I am Canadian. I am American. Whereas the sentence I've given you here is, I am from Canada. I'm from America. I'm from such and such country. So this country here, 加拿大, you would replace that with a country that you're from. Okay, I'll say this out one more time. Say it with me. 你好,你好,我叫, this will be your name. 我叫阿斯人,我来自加拿大. I'll also point out on this page, I am using traditional characters. So here we have, for instance, this character is a little bit different than the simplified version. I use traditional characters for the most part personally, because a lot of the people I talk to, a lot of them use traditional characters themselves. The other reason that I think it's beneficial to be able to, at a minimum, read traditional characters, because a lot of the YouTube videos and websites and such that you would find will use traditional characters. And so I personally find it beneficial to know how to read them. And the good news is that if you can read traditional, I find this is my initial experience. My initial experience so far has been that if you can read traditional, you can still read simplified with a reasonable degree of ease. But going from simplified to traditional seems to be a bigger jump for people. I could be wrong. That's just an initial thought I have as of now based on people I've met. But let's move on. So if you want to say, I've been learning Mandarin for X amount of time. So in my case, as I'm recording this, it's been about 7, almost 8 years now. You would say, 我已经学习中文7年了. So in your case, this first part will stay the same. And this last part, which I put a box around, is going to change depending on how long you've been learning. So we break the sentence down. 我已经 means I already. 学习 means study or learn. 中文 is one of the words for Mandarin. And 7年了 means 7 years. So in my case, it's been 7, almost 8 years for me. So for you, you might think to yourself, well, I haven't been learning for 7 years. How do I say like 2 months? How do I say a year? How do I say 2 years? How do I say that? Well, let me show you a formula. Write this down first, because I'm going to go to the next page. This is the formula you will use to talk about how long it's been since you've been learning Mandarin. So for instance, let's say you've been learning for 1 month. You would say, 我已经, I'll type it on the screen for you. 我已经学习中文1个月了。我已经学习中文1个月了。What if it was 3 months? 我已经学习中文3个月了。Move this down. 我已经学习中文3个月了。What if it was 9 years? Hopefully after 9 years, you can at least say the sentence, but 我已经学习中文9年了。我已经学习中文9年了。Okay, so that's something I want you to practice at home. Feel free to pause this video, rewind, replay things by all means as needed. I'll say all these numbers for you once, you can hear them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These words here. Blah, blah, blah. 个月年. Feel free to rewind, play that as many times as you need to hear those words and pronounce them. Now, how do you say why you're learning Mandarin? Like, I want to learn Mandarin because blah, 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 blah. So I put 3 reasons on the screen. Obviously, there may be more than 3 reasons that you're learning, but these are 3 very common reasons I tend to come across. So you might say, 我要学中文，因为我想去中国。我要学中文，因为我喜欢学语言。我要学中文，因为 对我的工作很重要. Okay, let's break these down a little bit. 我要 means I want. It's one of two ways to say I want. 我要学 means to study or learn. It's the same as 学习, which we saw on a previous slide. 中文 is Mandarin. 因为 means because. So literally, I want to study Chinese because 我想去中国. I want to go to China. I want to go China, word by word. 我喜欢学语言. I like study languages or learn languages. 对我的工作很重要. For my work, 对我的工作, for my work or for my job, 很重要, very important. There may be other reasons you're learning. If you don't know how to say any, feel free to type them in the comments below, and perhaps someone can jump in and answer it for you. Maybe I try to answer all comments if I can. And so I may even jump in and try and help, but feel free to type that in the comments. In terms of your hobbies, you can say 我的爱好是, for example, 看书, 看电影, 旅游. You may have other hobbies. You can write those in the comments as well. So this is 我的爱好是看书, 看电影, 旅游. Those are 3 that I've written here. You're more than welcome to look up on Google Translate or any other translator to see if any other kinds of activities that you like and see how to say them. And then all you need to say is 我的爱好是, and then after 是, you're just going to put whatever your hobby is, we'll just go right here. 我的爱好是 blah, blah, blah. Okay. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, yes. Now that concludes today's video. There's 2 things before you close the video. There's 2 incredibly important housekeeping items. First of all, I want you to write a short self-introduction that includes your name, nationality, how long you've been learning Mandarin, why you're learning Mandarin, and 2 hobbies. Do that in the comments of this video, or at least bare minimum, you want to do that in your own notebook or on your laptop, do that. And you want to get it corrected. There's a couple ways you can get your writing corrected. First of all, you could write it in the comments and myself or someone else may jump in and try and help. You can go to this website. It's a little bit messy, sorry. italki.com. italki.com has 2 functions. Now listen carefully, because I know, listen very carefully. There's 2 functions. One function people don't often know about, the other one do. 1, hire a tutor to correct your writing. That's an option. 2, there's actually a free section under their, I think it's called the italki community, I believe it is, where you can actually post your writing and native speakers will jump in and correct it for free. So that's 2 options there to get it corrected. You could obviously hire someone through my business, as we have tutors as well, and we can try and help out. And the other important housekeeping item is I'd like to share what we're going to do next time. So next time, I want to go through the questions that would trigger these responses. So today, we learned things like, I've been learning Mandarin for 7 years. In the next lesson, I want to go through, well, what would someone ask you? How would they ask you, how long have you been learning Mandarin? Or how would they ask you, where are you from, for instance? So that's what we're going to go through. And we'll do a little bit of like some conversational, if there's time, I'd like to do some conversation practice in the next video. I'm not sure if there will be. I may leave that for the 3rd video. We'll see. Okay. As a reminder, this video series is accompanied by the Profession Pro. So it's a 30-day PDF activity with accompanying MP3 audios to help you memorize 30+ common job titles. I think it'll help a lot of you because that is a part of introducing yourself. And boy, it's something that it's really difficult for Mandarin learners in my experience. You can find the link for that in the video description below on YouTube, and you can find it there. All right. So next time we'll jump into part 2. Thank you for watching this, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. 再见.